Hi, I'm Dr. Keith Ryan, chiropractor in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I wanted to discuss with you the reasons for getting an MRI after an accident. Now, many of you who've been in an accident think, well, they've taken x-rays of me, why would I need an MRI? Well, x-rays, although they're needed, don't actually see the discs. X-rays are more designed to see bones, and discs, although you can see where they are, you can't really see them. MRIs take exquisite pictures of discs. They see the soft tissues, they see all the nerves, they can see the fibers in the disc, they can see if there's a herniation of the disc, they can see if the herniation is pressing on the nerve. Really tells you a whole bunch of stuff after an accident, and things you want to know depending on the circumstance of where you're injured. Typical signs that you may need an MRI is neck pain or back pain that is radiating down the shoulders or arms or down the legs. Sometimes you may want an MRI just because the pain is so exquisite in the back or neck that you might want to see what's going on across there. Things that you're looking for there in MRIs is herniated discs. That's part where the disc is actually blown out and it's putting pressure on the nerves surrounding it. You can have something called torn annular fibers, which is part of the disc that rips, and the disc is a real hard structure, but it has a lot of fibers in it, and the disc can rip, but not quite to the degree that it forms a herniation yet, but it still really hurts because those torn fibers are touching all the structures around it, and the mechanoreceptors are in there, and the nerve fibers, and it just sets it off, and it really smarts when that happens. Really almost as much as a herniation. And also you can be looking for tumors or fractures or that sort of thing. But the main things, the most common things that I see, we're really looking for herniations and torn annular fiber. But if the other things are there, you're going to find it also, which is really what you want to know after an accident is why you're hurting. Now, the benefits to having these, one, that's really important in treatment. If you have a herniated disc or if you have torn annular fibers, it alters how you treat, and it alters what you have to do sometimes for the rest of your life. If you have a disc herniation that's not a surgical herniation, you'll be required to do exercise and strengthen your neck really your whole rest of your life. You're never going to be able to just let it sit there and hang out, because if you don't treat it properly and do exercises, those muscles will get weak, the joints degenerate, the herniation gets worse. If you have the torn annular fibers, the problem with those is it leaves your disc weak. It's never quite the same as before you had the accident. So that if you do something to your neck, that disc is going to herniate. It's coming right through that area where those torn annular fibers are, is that herniation is going to bulge right through there. So it's a weak spot in your disc. So the only thing that you can really do, because you can't repair those generally, so you're going to have to strengthen your legs to make sure your muscles are strong, so it holds it all in there so you don't re-injure it. I have found that in automobile accidents with people that have the pain coming down the arm and the pain in the neck, that they'll have at least torn annular fibers, probably 90% of the time. And the issue with that is that they'll generally heal up in 12 weeks, 14, 15 weeks, something like that. So you want to see them right away, because it really leaves your disc in a permanent type of injury. And if you've been in an accident, you want to diagnose all of your injuries prior to settling, because if you settle, then you have to pay to get all of those type of things treated out of your own pocket or your own insurance, especially when somebody else has hit you. You want to be covered under those. So really good diagnosis is just critical after those accidents. I hope I've given you some valuable information. If you have any further questions, you'll see my email and my phone number after this address. Just call me, email me, and I'll be happy to try to answer any questions that you have. Thanks so much.